Sure, let's try live streaming and let's see what happens. Let's see if this actually shows up on YouTube. This will be just a quick test. We'll see what happens. It says it's starting the live stream. Let's see. And I know all you people are going to be here. You're going to check things out. So why aren't we getting this? Hey everybody. Hopefully you guys can see me now. We'll see. I'm just testing out some new streaming software. Can you guys hear me? You should be able to hear me. Eight of you's watching. Hey Steven, how are you? Missy, how you doing? Raymar, how are you? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if you can. If you don't mind, that would be fantastic. Hopefully you can hear me and everything sounds okay. Okay, Raymar, you can hear me. Okay, all is good, Dave. Great. Hey, Steven, how are you? How you doing? Martin, how are you doing? Yes, you guys can all hear me. That's great. Cool. So I'm just kind of testing out some new streaming software. I was playing around the new version of OBS came out for Mac, and I used to use or tried to use OBS when I first started streaming. As you may not remember, we were going through a bunch of different softwares, and I landed on Wirecast. And then Wirecast has been working really well, but then a new version of OBS came out, which is a free software, and it lets you do some different types of things than Wirecast. Or Wirecast is a little more complicated. So I downloaded the free version of OBS, and that's what we're using right now. And you can see the graphic on the screen with all the different things I got up there. I know it looks kind of gaudy, looks kind of busy. I'm just trying out some new stuff to see if I can get some things to work a little bit better for me as we move forward. So this is kind of like the main shot that is on the, you can set up just like with Wirecast, you can set up different camera shots. This happens to be one of those camera shots. This is the main shot here. And then I can switch on over to, let me just, oh God, my dock keeps getting in the way. It keeps getting in the way. Get out of the way. Okay. So bear with me, guys. I know you guys are always really good about this with my my lack of knowing what the hell I'm really doing here. So I'm looking up here. Let me just screen this over a little bit. So what I can do is, this is just the main shot, and then we can go to a screen share, which will eventually be Studio One, which, as a matter of fact, let me try pulling up a Studio One session really quick, just to make sure you guys can see everything, and more importantly, that you'll be able to hear everything. That's the most important thing here. So let's try, I think this should work, right? Should this work? This should work. I wasn't prepared to do this. I knew you guys would jump on and check it out. Let me just try opening up a session. Yeah, I know my UAD plugins are not turned on. I know. Okay, so if I wanted to come on over here now and let's see, I can get you to a screen share so you guys can see Studio One. Hopefully in a second. I know there's going to be a delay over YouTube, but let me know when you guys can see Studio One, or as a matter of fact, I can see what you guys are seeing as well. And more importantly, let me know what the when Studio One comes up, if it comes up. Let me know what how the resolution looks. One of the things I didn't like about the older version of OBS for Mac anyway was the fact that you couldn't do anything in 1080p. And you couldn't do things in, I think you could do stereo, but you couldn't do 1080p. So therefore, plugins and things that you would see on the screen would look a little pixelated and wouldn't look very good. So let me just try this. Let me open up a Slate plugin and throw something like the tape machine or something on here, just to make sure you guys can see it okay, and I'll get to the chat in a second. So you guys should see a plugin pop up on the screen. Let me know in a second, if you could, once YouTube gets past the delay, that you can see the detail good. You should be able to see the detail good on the plugin. Just let me know that, because this is all part of the testing. I can see it. It looks great here, but I don't know what you guys are going to see on your end. So that's important. And then I'll play back some audio in a second. So can you guys see everything? Okay, as far as Studio One's going, let me check out the chat. Okay, Tony says, you see Studio One, it looks great. That's great. MJN Studios looks great. Awesome. Rock Vox, what's going on? With version 3.5 Studio One, there's a warning on the PreSonus site starting you can't open older files. Yes, I'll talk about that in a second. Everything looks crystal clear. So does that plugin look good? Does everything look non-pixelated where you can see the detail of the plugin? That's important for me to know. Rockvox, I'll answer your question quickly. Yes, with the new version of 3.5, you can open an old recording, a Studio One session from an older version, but when you go to save it, you're not going to be able to go backwards and reopen it in an older version of Studio One. So when you open up that session in 3.5 and you go to save it, it's going to give you a warning box, a dialog box, and it's going to ask you, are you sure that you want to save it? And if you say yes, you will not be able to go back and open it in the older version of Studio One. So if you want to be able to do that, or if you're not sure, my recommendation to you would be do a file, save to new folder, and keep 2 different copies. Okay, so that's going on there. Okay, so everyone says you can see it. It looks great. Okay, cool. I'm going to play back some audio quick. Let me just play some. Again, this is not mixed. You guys have seen this session before. This is kind of my tutorial session here. Let me just pull this plugin off, And let me just play back a little audio. I have no clue what this is going to sound like, guys. So please bear with me, okay? And you guys are really cool. So we got some drums and maybe some bass happening here. Let's just see what the hell happens. Let me know how the audio is. I'll bring in some guitars too. Okay, so the audio sounds good there. People are saying in the chat, that's fantastic, awesome. Okay, that's a good test as well. So now I can bounce back over here to OBS. And if my mic sounds good with the balance of my audio with the Studio One audio, that's really cool. I can also do one of these deals. So now you should be able, in a second, you'll be able to see me in a picture-in-picture down in the bottom right-hand corner of the Studio One screen. Once YouTube gets past the delay here, that should happen in a second. I should be able to preview that and see it just to be sure. Yes, now you'll be able to see me in the bottom right-hand corner. I know there's a little subscribe button over my video there. That's a YouTube thing I got to move, but I guess I can just move myself up like this. Couldn't I just do this? I think I can just do this and go right to the top of the screen. Nope, don't want to go out of the frame. Right, so that should work. You'll see me move in a second there. Okay, this is cool. So this is working out okay. Okay, so OBS might be a good solution for me here. We'll have to check it out. So yeah, you know, it's funny because what's weird about OBS, or what's great about OBS, is that it's free. Wirecast was a $500 piece of software, and OBS seems to be easier to set up than Wirecast. You know, I can't win, guys. What the hell am I going to do? But you know what? I do it all for you because I'm trying to really get much better at this. So that's kind of the deal here. So the more I practice and the more I do things, the better it's going to be. Then we'll also be able to do, when I bring in a Skype caller, I'm going to go over to this camera and you'll be able to see in a second, once YouTube gets past the delay, that I'll be on the left side of the screen and I'll have a Skype caller on the right side of the screen, which right now is Studio One. So that'll look a little bit better. So someone's asking, what is OBS? OBS is an open, free software, so you could do things like live streaming, like what we're doing on YouTube. And what I like about OBS, it's simplicity. Before, like I said, the audio wasn't very good, and the resolution wasn't very good, at least for the Mac version. But now I can do things in 1920 by 1080p, and I can do things in stereo. And you guys just said that the audio sounds good in Studio One. So that should be pretty cool. And then I can do things like what you see on the screen in front of you, which I couldn't really do easily in Wirecast. This seems like it's a lot more user friendly, where I can have myself, you know, this would be the shot for when I'm doing stuff with, say, Johnny Geib or Johnny Lipsham, where we have a Skype caller or a guest. They'll be on the screen where you see Studio One right now, and then I'm on the left-hand side, and I could put little banners and subscribe and Facebook and all that cool stuff. So it just I'm trying to bring our live broadcast to a little bit more of a professional looking level, you know, for lack of a better word, you know, trying to move things along here. So that's kind of what I'm, you know, just kind of testing out today, making sure that OBS would work. I didn't know how it was going to stream over YouTube. I'm recording this as I'm also streaming, and I probably won't post it to YouTube. I just want to watch it back later and see what it sounds and looks like. So we have 13 people here. Let me check out the chat and just see if you guys have any questions. I'd be glad to answer them. I haven't been paying attention, but let me back up a little bit and see if I can ask some. Let's see, you guys all can see it. Okay, so look at someone asked me what the plugin was that I opened up before. That was the Slate Digital. I believe that was the FG-Mu, part of the virtual bus compressor collection. That's what that was. Everyone's saying yes, you can see stuff. Blah blah blah. And yes, MGM Studio says, and it's free. Yes, you're talking about OBS. Yes, it's free, and Wirecast is expensive. Go figure. Josh says, should you only get Studio One for the Mac, or can it work on Windows? No, you can use Studio One on Mac or PC. You could do both. I use a Mac, but I know lots of people that use PC with great success. Rockfox says, sounds and looks great. Awesome. MGM Studio says, yes, Studio works once on Windows. Okay, Steven. Okay, he's answering the Windows question again. That's great. What I'll probably end up doing too, right now, you guys are up on my chat room on the monitor in front of me, and I'm constantly looking up, and I know that's kind of rude. So I'm probably going to move the chat room down to a laptop at one point. But anyhow, let's see. Yeah, but what's the difference? Josh wants to know. Yeah, but what about the difference in plugins? Are they OS exclusive? I'm not sure what you mean. You're talking about Studio One. I'm not really sure what that means. Oh, Kalik is here as well. Hey, how are you? I didn't see you up there in the chat. Oh, I checked out your video series you did with Johnny's song. The mix you did was fantastic, by the way. And thanks for stopping in. I'd love to chat with you sometime about some other things too. If you ever want to hook up and talk offline, that'd be great. Let's see. Raymar says, "Where's Johnny today?" Oh, Johnny. We're talking about Johnny Lipsham, my famous co-host, Johnny Scotland, as I call him. He is in a recording session today in London. I think he took like a 13-hour train ride to go do a session. He's not going to be back until I think Monday or Tuesday. So we're going to hook up with him. And then we're going to do some more stuff together. So if you don't know, today's Saturday. A week from today will be the next episode of That Plugin Show with myself, Johnny Gobb, Johnny Lipsham, which will be taking a look at three new plugins and do some demos and stuff. And I'll be doing that hopefully over this OBS here. If we can get it rolling. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And then the week after that, the following Saturday, which I believe is the 15th, or 8 and 7 is 15, right? So I think it's the 15th of July will be the next interactive mixing session, which will be really cool. We're going to mix a new song, and the chat room is going to do all the mixing decisions as we've done before. If you don't know what that is, go check out some of the videos under the playlist called Interactive Mixing, and you'll see the last 3 episodes that we did of that. That was a lot of fun. And then we'll be doing more live stream and more broadcasting stuff. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. So MJN, say that 3 times fast. Studios, you're doing a great job, Dave. Thank you so much. I'm trying, man. I hope it looks good on the screen. It looks a little bit more professional. Like I kind of know what the hell I'm doing, right? I'm working on it. This I like this for free software. This is great. I'm a little pissed that I spent $500 on Wirecast. Although Wirecast, like I said, can do this kind of stuff too. But I'll tell you what, it's not very intuitive. And trying to get help online is kind of a pain. For me to whip this whole thing together, what you see on the screen took literally 30 seconds to a minute in OBS without having to open up a manual or look for any help online. It just was very self-explanatory. Wirecast is a lot more of a pain in the rear, to be honest. But it's a great software, but what are you going to do? OBS seems to be working out pretty well for me. Let's see. Missy wants to know, what studio monitors are you using? Thanks. I use Focal Solo B6Es. And then I also just picked up my new cans of the Focal Spirit headphones, which I love the Focal Solo monitors. I've been using them for about 6 years. They're fantastic. They're they have a beryllium tweeter in there, which sounds really, really good. I think it's a 5 and... it's a 5 3/4 or 5.5 inch speaker. Gets a ton of lows. I don't need to use a subwoofer. Really got a nice bottom end. They're really, really flat, and the mix really translates. When I heard about the the Focal Spirit headphones, they claim that it sounds as good as their Focal monitors, and I wanted to test that to see, can I mix on these the way I mix on my Solo B6s? And I'll tell you what, they're really, 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 really close. I've done a lot of listening to the mix, taking them off, listening to my monitors, putting them back on, and man, it's almost impossible to hear the difference, which is great because now you can really get a real accurate mix on my headphones because they sound just like my monitors, which is fantastic. The one thing that I will caution anyone that buys the Focal headphones, at first they're a little uncomfortable, to be honest. The earpieces take a little bit of time to break in. I've been wearing them now every day for probably a week or so, and they feel a lot more comfortable. When you first put them on, they feel a little uncomfortable, but they even say in the literature, let them break in. It's like a memory foam closed back kind of an ear cup, and it takes some time to kind of shape to your head and to your ear. The other thing they said to do, Focal did, was to make sure that you broke these in, meaning that I plugged them into my interface, and then overnight I would run some moderate level music, just run these things for like 12 hours straight with music constantly playing through them to kind of break the monitors in. And that's helped a lot too. That's helped kind of warm them up a little bit. So now after using them for a couple of weeks, I really like them. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Khalik, yes, you want to talk, David? Oh, that's great. Awesome. Hit me up offline and we'll set up a time to get on Skype into chat. Let's see. What else is going up here? Got 15 people here. Excellent. Let's see. Could I Jake, I'm saying, can I get the PreSonus Studio Live 32 mixer, please? What do you mean? I don't have a camera on it. You're asking me to show it to you. I don't have a camera on it right now. Sorry. Let's see. The focal monitors. Excuse me. I don't have a camera on it, so I can't show them to you. Let's see. Missy says, hi, sir. Josh Bates. I'm completely new to recording and I want to do stuff with vocals and trombone. Hey, cool. Trombone. What kind of software should I get that would teach me the basics of mixing, looping, reverb, compression? Thanks, David. Josh, go out to my website and go look at the Made Easy series. If you're new to, if you're looking for something for Studio One, I have a couple of courses on beginner stuff for Studio One specific. You can also check out on my YouTube channel under the playlist Studio One Beginner's Guide. I think there's 13 or 15 videos to help get you started. I have a series on compression, a series on EQ, all for beginners, absolute beginners. So go to my website, Home Recording Made Easy, and check out the Made Easy series specifically, and look for the PreSonus courses, look for the Made Easy, Compression Made Easy, EQ Made Easy. That will get you going in the right direction. And if you need any other help or have any other questions, just shoot me an email through the website, and I'll get back to you, and I'll try to hook you up and help you out. What else going on? Any other questions, guys? Let me try another camera shot. So this will be our Skype caller camera shot. And then we can go to, we did Studio One already. I did share the screen, and then the main shot would be this. This will be kind of the opening shot of the thing here where, you know, I can kind of promote myself and, and do that kind of stuff. You know, a lot of it is, I know a lot of you guys that are watching me don't need to be told to subscribe to me, to follow me on Facebook and subscribe to the VIP list, because 90% of you that watch these live streams already do that. You guys have been following me for a long time, and I very much appreciate it. But remember, a lot of these videos, all these live streams get recorded, go on YouTube, and people watch these things, you know, weeks, months, years down the road that don't know who I am. And so I put that kind of, you know, promotional stuff up there to try to keep growing what's going on here. So I hope it doesn't look too, you know, cheesy. I'm just playing around with it. I'll try to dress it up. Let's see what else is going on. MJN says Dave's videos are the best, I think. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Josh says Studio One, sir, didn't mean to send. Oh, okay. Or is it me, or am I out of sync? Oh, I don't know. That could be a YouTube thing. It could be your internet thing. I'm looking at my voice and stuff on OBS, and everything is perfectly in sync. It could be an internet thing. Let's see. Raymar says, Dave, did you ever check out the link that I sent you? Yes, I did. I did check it out. I actually downloaded it, and I haven't played with it yet, but I did. Thank you for sending that to me. I'm actually going to, I got a note to do a comparison between that and the Waves Red channel strip. So thank you so much. We will take a look at that at one point. Maybe I'll use that for that plugin show. We'll have to see. Tony says, do you think you can make a professional recording in GarageBand? Absolutely. You can make a professional recording in any DAW that you have. All the DAWs do the same thing. They all record. You can mix in them. You can't master it. You can master them. You can do light mastering in every one of them. Studio One has a professional mastering suite. But yes, they all come with EQs. They all come with compressors, reverbs, and delays. Stock plugins, you can, whether in Studio One, Cubase, Pro Tools, GarageBand, Logic, yes. The answer is yes. If you know how to use the tools that you have, you can absolutely make a professional recording in GarageBand. No doubt about that. Let's see. MJN Studio says 1080p is resolution you need to use. Yeah, if I'm not sure what that means. You must be answering someone up the chat. But yeah, whenever you guys, if you mean watching these live streams, always watch them in 1080p, because that's going to give you the best resolution. Josh says, cool, thanks, I'll shut up. Hey, Josh, don't worry about it. Ask as many things as you want. David, can you give out your email address? Steven's asking. Yes, it's info@homerecordingmadeeasy.com. If you just go to my website, homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and click on the contact, it'll give you that as well. But it's info@homerecordingmadeeasy.com. MJN says for your stream. Yes, 1080p is what I have it set for. Let's see what else going on. Got 18 people here. I wasn't planning on spending a lot of time here. I just wanted to check this out, make sure that it works, and then watch it back after myself to make sure the video's working. But I'm glad that it's working. Hopefully everything looks okay. The detail looks okay. I'll be doing a lot more videos will be coming soon for YouTube. I just did a couple of product plugin demos that went up on the YouTube channel, but I've been working really hard on getting the next Made Easy product ready to go, which I haven't started filming yet, but I'm going to start on probably Monday, if not the holiday Tuesday, which will be mixing with analog plugin emulations made easy. I put a post on the Facebook page so you guys know that's coming. Learning to Mix that I'm doing with learningtomix.com with Pete Woj over at Mix Better Now is coming along beautifully. I just saw the promotional video we shot yesterday. It looks great. That's going to be coming in the beginning of August. Pre-sales are going to happen in the middle of July, so stay tuned for that, and I'll be giving you a lot more information on that. You're really going to want to jump on that as well. So a lot of things going on, not to mention my whole Home Recording Made Easy website's having a complete overhaul, all new branding, all new easier website for you guys to watch videos, purchase my products right from my website so you don't have to go out to any third-party sites, and make it a little bit easier for you guys to navigate and building it out for the future. So there's a ton of stuff going on, which is fantastic. And I owe it all to you guys, because without you guys watching and supporting what I do, none of this stuff would really matter, would it? It would make no difference at all, because nobody would care. So I so appreciate what you guys do to follow me, to support what I'm doing, whether it's just hanging out on YouTube with me every time I jump on, or whether it's buying one of my products, or both, or checking out the live streams. You guys are great, and I'm having so much fun helping you guys, and it's just fantastic. I love it. So thank you so much. Jeffrey says, thanks for all your efforts. I've watched a ton of your videos over the years. That's great, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. And I'm continuing to put more videos for free on YouTube. I think there's almost 300 now, or 286, or some ridiculous number like that, which I know in the sum of the YouTube channels, that's not much, but for me, that's a ton of videos. So I'm glad it's helping, and I'm trying to continue to help you guys as much as I can. So thanks for supporting. Steven says, what are your thoughts on mixing through the new fat channel strip? Good enough rather than going for third-party plug-in analog sound? Steven, yeah, hi, Steven. I like the new fat channel by PreSonus. I think it's great. We did some when was it? A live stream me and Johnny Lipsham did about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, where we compared their compressors to the Waves compressors and the Universal Audio compressors. Go back and watch that video if you weren't there for it live. What we found is that it competes. It sounds really good. We thought the Universal Audio sounded a little bit better, a little bit more depth, a little bit more definition, but you know, you're talking about a plugin that's $200-300 versus one that's for free. I think PreSonus made a really good attempt. I think it gives you some of that analog vibe. It absolutely does. Do I think is it better than the third-party plugins? No, not in my opinion. I mean, this is very subjective, but I think it's, I said in the live stream, I give PreSonus a hell of a lot of credit. They're the first digital audio workstation company that I'm aware of that has tried to emulate and do this plugin modeling like that. To really try to model a Pultec or an LA2A, and they're pretty darn close. I think they've done a pretty good job. I think this is new territory for PreSonus, and I think over time it'll probably get better. I would say using those kind of plugins, the ones in the new fat channel, are better than not using any kind of analog emulations at all. But I still find my Universal Audio plugins to have a lot more richness and a lot more depth to them, but that's just me, and I'm biased because I've been using them for so long. I know what they sound like. But the answer to your question is yes, I think they're really good, and I urge you to play around with them and to really learn them. They come with Studio One, so you may as well. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Missy says, dedicated to our pet cat. If anyone is looking for some lessons, I really recommend David Vignoli. He's a great teacher in my opinion. Oh, Miss, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. How can I mix a multi-track multi-track record with a Behringer? I don't know. I don't know that mixer, Jacob. I don't know. I don't know that product, so I can't help you there. I'm sorry. Josh says, I sent you a test email. Also, is there a free version that you could work for beginners in Studio One? I'll check my email and I'll reply back to you to let you know that I got it when I get back up to my office. Is there a free version that could work for beginners on Studio One? Do you mean a free training? If free training version, you could go to my YouTube channel and there is a playlist called the Beginner's Guide Studio One version 3 beginner's guide or something like that, where there's like 13 or 15 videos, all free. Use them to your heart's content, if that's what you're asking me. If you're asking if there's a free version of Studio One, I don't think there's a free. Oh, I think they may. You know, you got to go on PreSonus's website. I know they're always changing the names of them. They used to have one called, I think it's called Prime. Someone in the chat will chime in. I think there may be a free version of Studio One that you can test out and kind of demo. But they have limitations to them, you know, but you can check them out. Yeah. Steven says Studio One Prime. It used to be called Producer, right, Steven? They always change the darn names, but yes. So the training I have on my YouTube channel, completely free. Studio One Prime, completely free. That'll get you rolling in the right direction so you can kind of test drive it, if you will. Let's see. Can I recommend a good sample-based piano VST? The only one that I use, honestly, is the one in Studio One, which is called Presence. Is the one that I use. I don't have a third-party one, so I can't answer that question. Oh, although no, I'm forgetting something. Easy Keys by TuneTracks. I have Easy Keys, fantastic VST and very affordable as well. So that's what I would use. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, MJN Studios is helping Jacob. That's great, Raymar. What is the highest track count you can have in Studio One before it starts bogging down? That depends on your computer, Raymar. I don't know if there's a limit in the Studio One application to say you can only have 200 tracks or 400 tracks. I don't think there's a limit. But it really is all based on your computer and what your computer can handle. Most recording sessions, I mean, I don't get anything over, well, I shouldn't say that. Every now and again, I'll get something over 100 tracks, but I mean, rarely. It's usually between 15, 20, and about 50. And so, depending on your computer, you should be able to handle that pretty well, unless you have an old computer, and then you might be in trouble. So, Jacob said, okay, great. How to print effect directly to a track when recording? Are you asking how you do that in Studio One? How to print an effect directly to a track when recording? I'm not sure if that's your question, and I'm not sure exactly what you mean. If you could clarify, would love to help you. But I can't really stay. At what time is it? It's a little past 6 o'clock. Let's see. Josh says, why would you recommend Studio One over Pro Tools for recording? Is it just because of user interface? No, the user interface, well, not the interface itself. I think Studio One is a lot more intuitive and it has a much easier workflow than Pro Tools. Pro Tools is a dinosaur in my opinion. And I used Pro Tools for 10 years and I knew it very, very well before I moved over to Studio One. And Studio One, especially for beginners, people who are new to recording, that want to take a lot of the frustration out of getting started with a program, I think, and again, it's just my opinion, I think Studio One is the easiest one to learn for a beginner, hands down. Now, it has a much better workflow than Pro Tools, and it's also more stable than Pro Tools. Again, in my opinion. Now, if you have the an HD rig Pro Tools, which is very expensive, you get a lot more stability that way. But the native version of Pro Tools, and I've had them version 7, version 8, version 9, I had 10, and I had 11. I never went to 12. They were all unstable, constant crashing, constant CPU errors, regardless if I was using a Mac, a PC, didn't matter. I just had all kinds of bad luck. However, many people use Pro Tools and love it. So I just recommend it because you don't have to deal with the stability issues. You don't have to deal with the heavy learning curve. And I think PreSonus and Studio One, they're constantly trying to push the envelope to kind of keep up and add new features into the program that makes it really, I think the choice to, if you're picking a DAW, that would be the one I would pick. And no, I don't work for PreSonus. They don't pay me. They don't give me any free stuff. I'm just telling you what I use. A lot of people ask me that. They think I work for PreSonus. I don't work for PreSonus. PreSonus ought to pay me for the amount of people I've turned on to Studio One. So if anyone out there in TV land is from PreSonus, you may want to go back. Maybe you guys write me a check. You guys ought to. Out of all the business I've brought PreSonus, but the truth of the matter is, no, they don't give me any free stuff. They don't do anything for me other than if people ask them about me, they'll recommend my channel and stuff, but I get no compensation from them whatsoever. I just tell you what I use because I use Studio One and I like it. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, what else is going on here? Okay, Raymar is getting this. Okay, way better workflow. Jeffrey says yes. Sorry, I meant only limited. Let's see. Windows 10 has a limit on how many unique plugins you can have in a song. Oh, it does? I didn't know that. I'm not a Windows guy. I'm a Mac guy. Josh says, awesome. Thanks for answering my question. No problem. Anytime. Free contact player always times out after a few minutes. Is that right? It might. If it's free, I don't know if that's a demo thing. I don't use contact. I know Johnny Lipsham does, but he's not with us tonight to be able to answer that question for you, but that could be the problem. Let's see. Vim says Windows 10 allows for about 50 unique plugins in one song. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Again, I'm not a Windows person. That's a Johnny Guy and a Johnny Lipsham question for sure. I don't think that doesn't sound right to me. In Studio One, I don't think you're limited to 50 plugins if you're using Windows 10. I don't believe that's the case, but again, that's a Johnny Guy question, but I would be surprised if that was the case. I've never heard that before. So maybe you're turning us on to something that we don't, that is true that we've never heard of. And if that's the case, I appreciate the info. What we got? 17 people still here. So cool. I think I'm going to head out, guys. I just wanted to, hey, Eric from North Carolina. How are you, Eric? Good to see you again, my friend. I haven't talked to you in a bit. Hope everything is well with you. I'm probably going to head out. I just want, again, this was a test. I wasn't planning on staying on for 40 minutes, but I knew you guys would jump on. I hope everything is looking a little bit better. I'm hoping the OBS is working. The sounds seem to be okay. And, when we do that plug-in show a week from today, I will try to use OBS. And who knows, maybe between now and then, I'll jump on and do another impromptu live stream like I did yesterday when I did the questions and coffee video with Johnny Lipsham. If you didn't see that, go to the YouTube channel. I did a 35-minute questions and coffee with David video, and Johnny Lipsham was a guest helping me answer those questions, and we did it live right here. I thought that would be kind of cool. All right, guys, so the next live stream is, again, next Saturday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that plug-in show. Thank you so much once again, everybody, for stopping in, letting me ramble, and allowing me to test the new OBS. So this seems to be working pretty good. I hope everything looks okay on your end. I hope it looks a little bit more professional. Anything that you guys have as far as feedback, as far as what I could be doing better, bringing these live streams to you, or any kind of suggestions or content or ideas, put them in the comments below. Send me an email over at info@homerecordingmadeeasy. I'm always looking for your feedback because I'm trying to create this stuff for you. I want to know, I kind of know what you guys want and need, but I'm not a mind reader. So if you guys can tell me how I can better improve this experience for you, let me know what it is, so I'm not just running around in circles, All right, guys, until the next time, I will see you soon. Cleek, the best way to reach me is info@homerecordingmadeeasy.com, my friend, and we will hook up for sure. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. I will talk to you all soon, and have a great holiday weekend, and enjoy the weather if you're on the East Coast. It's nice. Talk to you guys soon. See ya.